Okay, more comment on my YouTube channel. This one was posted 4 days ago from Emmanuel uh, Damat. Anyway, so let's read it anyway. So it says, "Hello, Lion King Monk. Trust you are doing fine. Please, I have some questions about my Peugeot 406 Phase 2 with EW10J4 engine 6FZ. Although my mechanic at the time of purchase said it originally came with an EW10 engine. I would like more power, so I was reading online about the different engines, and the EW10J4S and EW12 caught my attention. So here are my enquiries. What is your expert opinion on this conversion? Which of the conversion? I want to understand before I go further. Is it the one that was already done, that your car originally had EW10 engine and was converted to EW7? So that's what I do not know. Are you asking converting it back to EW10J4? Are you talking about converting to either EW10J4S or EW12? Anyway, let's keep reading. So number one question is opinion on the conversion. Okay. What is the strength of EW12 engine compared to the EW10 in terms of mechanical reliability? Oh, okay. Number three, a rough estimate for budget purpose and decision making, and which will be easier conversion between EW10A, okay, oh, EW10A, EW10J4S, what a joke, and the EW12 from the EW7J4, okay. Would you be willing to take on the conversion if and when I'm ready, okay? Though unrelated, do you also have the know-how for swap of engines in an Audi 80 before? Thank you for all you do. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, your car originally had EW10, but it was converted to EW7. The thing is, most people put that EW7 because, okay, there are reasons why. Okay, let me put it this way. There are reasons why when you see a Peugeot 406, you open the bonnet, check, and see, notice that the car was originally produced with EW10J4, but what you now have currently in the engine is EW7J4, which is 1.8. The EW10J4 is 2.0. So the reason why you find such things in Nigeria, which is actually common, very common. Most people don't know, but it is. Because just because it has EW10 engraved on the cylinder head, where people usually look at, does not mean that's actually EW10. Could actually be EW7. I've done videos on how they deceive people with that, so. But the point is, the reason why you find that, number one, is the cost. Some users, owners, when they want to change engine, they will now say, oh, EW10 is so and so amount, while EW7J4 is lesser. So it'll be like, I can't afford that. And sometimes they will ask the mechanic say, hey, come on, is it something I just put it, is it not the same? They'll be like, okay, fine, this is the one I can afford. Another reason is the owner of the vehicle, when their engine becomes weak or fail and they want to change, they will give the mechanic money. Mechanic will be like, hey, this engine cost this amount, the EW10J4. Say, okay, go ahead. They'll give the mechanic the money for the engine. The mechanic will go and buy EW7 instead of the money he gave the mechanic for EW10J4. He'll go and buy that lesser engine, the one with lesser power, because they all look alike. Smaller cylinders, because the man won't be able to know the difference. So they will swap it in. So virtually the owner will be like, after driving it for some days, you not even notice immediately. We'll be like, how come this car doesn't move the way the engine? You won't know about it. You won't know. It's like, is there a problem? Maybe the engine is a problem. The power is not as it used to be. The only people that will not notice is like women. Women don't really care about power. Yeah, on average woman, I don't care what you feel, you think, or anything. You know, women are good at so many certain things, but not this one. When it comes to cars, of course, there's always an exception. There are women that, kind of masculine. So those women, yeah, when it comes to cars, they talk like men in car about cars. But I'm saying on average, they don't care. Does it move? Yeah, fine. Move on. They don't care about knowing the engine model or whether there's a difference in power. But men pick that up after a while. You might not see it as an engine issue. Maybe like, no, something is wrong. How come? But the car used to be quick, or you start noticing small issues. Sometimes you'll be like, maybe it's time for me to get rid of this car because now I've changed engine. Now it's behaving somehow. Because he wouldn't know. As far as concerned, engine doesn't smoke, it doesn't sound weird, it doesn't show any sign, and it looks like exactly the one in the move. So why would you suspect that this is not that same engine capacity? So you decide to get rid of the car, and then you may end up buying a car like that because person will like, let me move on rather than keep going back and forth. Another option, reason why you find such cars is car dealers. When they buy cars with maybe, or even the owners, then they want to maybe, or maybe car owners, when the engine fails and they want to sell it, maybe they are tired of the car eventually and the engine is weak, they'll be like, okay, let me just sell off this car so that I can go for another car. But to sell it with the weak engine, it will devalue the car so low that it won't make sense. So they will like, let's put a cheaper engine that actually won't show sign of weakness. So they will go for that EW7. Sometimes the car dealer do it too. They will buy, maybe the car engine is weak or something. They will be like, to sell it higher, let's just change it. They will go and put EW7 because once you come, how many people know about how to identify EW10? Once you open bonnet, it looks like it, right? So start the engine, throttle it. Water is coming out from the exhaust. You will be tempted, So other reasons why you also find it is sellers. Like I mentioned before, engine part sellers. Mostly in Kaduna, they do it a lot in Kaduna. They could also be doing it in Abuja now or Lagos, but Kaduna is like, they are notorious for that. When they bring a EW7 engine, they will actually go and change. And that one is a little bit different because that one is trying to using EW7 to selling it as if it's EW10. But at least this one you identify is EW7. So I know I've done video on that, so that one is separate. Let me not add it to this. So now you understand why that could be a reason. So now, let's now come to it. I just want to make the background better for people who probably don't understand why you're asking this question. So now, number first question. So, what is your expert opinion on this conversion? You didn't actually state which conversion you wanted in your first in the beginning of your post. You said you want more power, EW10J4S, EW12. Okay, which of them? Any of the two? Okay, fine. Let's go with the one with lesser power, which is EW12. Will be easier to do the EW12J4 conversion in a 406 from EW7 to EW10J4S, because that one, trust me, I don't think it will be that successful. I don't know how to put it. It's going to... Will it be successful? Anything is possible. If I were to do it, I will be successful. I will be successful. If I decide to put EW10J4S in a 406, I will be successful. But I know what it's going to cost me. I know what is going to cost me, how long it will take me to do that. I'm talking about months or years. Can you do it? Because at the end of that's what I always tell people. People always think that conversion is just driving a car. The next morning you drive it out with the new engine, with the car. Can you be able to throw in the money mindlessly? You shut down your thinking faculty. What I mean is If you're a money person, it might be difficult for you to do this kind of conversions because you have a lot of children responsibility. Your wife will be there nagging you to death. Why are you putting so much money in this kind of thing when you have her to take care of? You have to do her nails, do this, do that. You have her. See, I want. I always like to be direct. If you don't have to like what I'm saying. I'm not talking to this guy specifically. I'm just saying generally. You see this kind of thing called car conversion, as in this kind of conversion that is not plug and play. You have to be willing to spend. Especially when it's being done for the first time. Because nobody I know right now that have done EW12J4, EW10J4S in a 406. But in my brain now, I've looked at that, because I know the system of EW10J4S. I know that system. And I know it can be done. But man, it's going to take so many research to have it, figure it out. Because the issue is not the mechanicals. Come on, that one, everybody can do that. Drop in the engine, basically do it. It's the electrical. There is no wiring harness in 406 that will work with EW10J4. There is no, even if you like, no Peugeot 406 produced as far as Peugeot did the production. None of them you can put EW10J4S and it will work with the 406. It's not possible. So you have to modify, you have to crack your brain. If you, I don't know how to say that, but I'm saying for me, I can do it. But at the end of the day, I may not be able to tell another other person how much I put, both financially and mentally, to make that happen. And time. So that's why I say initially when I say impossible, kind of, because not everybody can. But I know I'm not saying I'm the only one in this world that can do. It's a crazy thing. You have to, not because it's not plug and play. You have to go. Let's move on. So EW12J4 is very basic. You have EW10J7J because your car originally has EW10J4 engine. So your wiring system, everything there is still EW10J4. So all you need is remove your engine, remove your wiring harness. Because if you are doing EW12J4 conversion, you need to change the entire wire on that vehicle, period. So all you need is look for a scrapped 406 with EW12J4. See the one they've scrapped already and the engine, not the engine wire harness alone, because you are changing every wire that is in that car from the tail light to the front headlight. So you have to move everything to there before you do the mechanical, or after you must have done the mechanical. For me, don't go into it until you secure the wiring harness. Harnesses now, not even harness. Do not go into that cover, otherwise you will understand. But it's possible. My point is not even a headache because they exist. This one, it's as if you just buy a EW12 vehicle without engine and you drop in engine. That's all. That's what it means. Because once you swap in the electrical, everything is just the same. Okay, not the same anyway, but at least it becomes much easier. Because your car is already EW10J4 vehicle, even though the engine is different. So the braking system is the same with EW12J4 406. So the shock absorbers, yeah, they're not the same, but that can be dealt with. You can look for, because EW12 is heavier a little, so you need a stronger shock absorber so your car doesn't drop down the front end. The exhaust, yeah. Not much to do on the exhaust actually. Exhaust manifold, not the same though, but your engine you are buying will come with the manifold anyway. So you now deal with the catalyst. It could even, might not even bother to change your catalyst of EW7, but just that you have to. Your EW12J4 406, the exhaust is as big as that of V6 406. They are very big. I'm talking exhaust pipe. So even the manifold, the exhaust manifold will even be able to enter. That of EW10 will work. So you have to change the entire exhaust from the tail neck from the manifold down to the rear port. But they all exist. You see where I'm coming from? Because EW10J4 is different. You know, you can use the EW12J4 exhaust for EW10J4S engine. So, not ruling that one out. It might restrict the power a little bit, yeah, doable. In terms of the manifold. Because the manifold of EW12J4, J4S, EW10J4 is kind of much bigger than EW12J4. Forget EW10J4S. I understand because of the maximum power. It has more power than the EW12, but if you are not a hardcore enthusiast like us that don't think about the financial aspect and the mental drain it takes us to get some of these things done, don't go there. If you can risk it. You could be the first person. Like I said, right now, I don't know anybody that have done it in this world. Maybe they have not gone online. Maybe done it, but it's not online. Or I don't know. Maybe it's there already. I don't know. Okay, so that is it. So focus on EW12 if that's what you want. It will cost you, but it's much easier for you to do it. What is the strength of EW12 engine compared to EW10 in terms of mechanical reliability? Mechanical reliability, the strength, EW12J4 has more power, period. It's 2.2. It has, in 406, the power is kind of limited though, to 158 horsepower. The torque is 220. Is it 218 or 220 torque? While EW10J4 is 138, torque is 200 Nm. So it has more power. If you drive the two, you know the difference. The movement, the way it moves are not the same. I'm not saying EW12 has a lot of power, but difference is there. The only thing I would tell people is, let me put it this way, let me help you. Forget about this EW12 conversion. No, forget it. If you have a nice EW10J4 engine, for example, now your car has the EW10 system except the engine. So what I would recommend you do is just buy EW10 engine. Okay, let me leave it. When I'm done, when I'm through with all these things, I'll get back to you on that. So the mechanical reliability. The only issue I have with EW12J4 is the throttle body. Remember, it's electric throttle body. So it's what you call MTB, motorized throttle body. So the one in 406 is 3FZ system. So the throttle body is not as durable, or maybe put it a different way, it's not as dependable as EW12 with a 3FY, or the 3FY version of EW12 you find in 407. 407 also have 3FZ anyway, EW12, but just saying, I prefer the 3FY throttle body tends to last much longer. They don't hardly give problem compared to that of 3F. So the only, when it comes to dependability or reliability sake, like you mentioned, is throttle body is the only place you have problem with EW12 and 406. Everything is the same. Number two, it's not an issue to me, but it is to some other people. Their engine sounds like diesel. Not, I won't say all, but like 9 out of 10. It will sound like diesel engine. As far as EW12 concerned. Start the car, you think that you have a diesel engine. Sometimes it goes away when you accelerate the car. It goes down. Sometimes it continues. I know the problem, but it's pointless trying to fix it anyway. Because most times they come back after some, I don't know, a few years or so, or less. So you can also live with that problem. Personally, I will tell you, see it as the design. That's how it's meant to sound, even though that's not how they sound from brand new. But not over time, so within a short while, they change to that sound. So, but not all. So that could be an issue to some people, but not everybody. Okay. So, like I said, throttle body, I think I've said that many times in video. If you are buying EW12J4 Peugeot vehicle, this is my advice to you. Go and buy brand new throttle body. Don't buy used one. I don't care about how good it is. If you want to buy, it's good though. You can buy and keep. But you need a brand new throttle body. As far as 407 is concerned. Especially as far as TFZ is concerned. You need a new one. Buy it. If possible, go for the genuine one. For many years, thousands, if not close to 100,000 usage or more, you haven't had problem. You won't bother about throttle body anymore. As long as you do not abuse that car, the system, the mechanic, don't abuse it. Don't abuse the throttle body as well, because he has his people kill it sometimes by themselves. You go and use throttle carburetor talking like, you go and use your ignition is on. You go and use your hand and be pushing it open or the butterfly open or close, all those things. So sometimes people actually kill these things by themselves. So once you can do that, know that so that if the one you purchase the car with at some point dies, if you put that new one, you forget it for a very long time. If you put the new one, buy another one and keep too. That, you see, what I'm telling you, once you know that this is the major weakness of this particular engine, and you have a solution to that, which is very easy, just a matter of cost. Buy it and solve the problem now. Why are you beating up trying to, unless you don't want the value of that particular engine? Serious. So now compare it to EW10J4. EW10J4 has its own reliability issues as well. I'll tell you that. Number one is ignition coil, very horrible. Solution, there's a solution, but I'm talking of the one the car comes with or came with from new. Horrible. They don't last. If you are the type that like buying used ignition coils, trust me, you just for almost every year, if you are not careful, you'll be buying up to 3 or 4 ignition coils. So as EW10J4, their coils, most useless coils, ignition coil I've never seen. Or I've never worked, I've never seen, let me put it that way. They don't last. However, there's a brand that when you buy, there could be other ones now that you buy, it at least lasts a bit much longer before it backs up again, which is, I prefer value. But now I don't even know if they still said the genuine value. There are so many value products now in the market that start making me doubt if they actually value products. So, don't know, that value, they tend to last. The one the car was producing which was Sagem, if I'm not mistaken. Stay away from that. If you see any ignition, EW10J4 ignition coil written Sagem or engraved Sagem, don't bother. You are coming back to you soon if you buy it a month. So, take my advice or leave it. You are the one to complain, not me. So, that's one major flaw of EW10J4. Another one is throttle body. Yeah. Even though I mentioned the what is it called? The EW12J4, their own can be very annoying too. But the only difference is it usually gives issue when you abuse it. But it's just that its abuse can easily be dealt with, and it will cost you less compared to that of motorized throttle body in EW12J4. Because the EW10J4, you don't need to buy new throttle body. Use one that are not that expensive. You buy it and solve it. But what usually causes problem is not even the entire throttle, it's just the stepper motor. And what usually gives that problem is the mishandling. When people want, because you have to be, unlike the EW12J4, you don't have to be, if your air filter is always very clean, you don't need to bother touching that throttle body at all. It's only when it's always dirty, then that will come and be blocking or clogging that opening, where you have to clean it up every once in a while. But the problem with the EW10J4 is people, when the such dirt gets there, they will go and remove the stepper motor and start to readjust it. Once you do that readjustment, you killed it, basically. You've killed it, so don't touch it. What you do is, every once in a while, you notice your car will start to misbehave. If you put on your AC, sometimes the RPM will stay high, it won't come down. If you touch the throttle, it might come down. Sometimes it will drop and the car will stall or go off. You know, it's a misbehavior, usually a sign that your stepper motor is clogged with dirt or dust, so you need to service it. You bring it out, clean it with carburetor cleaner. You can use carburetor cleaner, clean it, so, you know, flush it, apply oil on it. Sometimes I use WD-40. Also, where you put that, this is spray W240 there, the position for where the stepper motor goes in. Put it there, tight everything back. Yeah, good to go. There are some engine ECUs that once the stepper motor fault comes in, you need to clear the fault. Otherwise, the symptom remains. If you don't clear that fault in the engine ECU with a scan tool, it will not go. Even though you solve the problem with the stepper motor bed, that fault remains. Or you buy the new stepper motor bed. They say these days most of them are bad. So you may buy it, it may not work. Talking on new ones. Used ones, they usually don't like selling only the stepper motor. So they will force you to buy the complete throttle body, which the stepper motor, the TPS, which is throttle position sensor, the IAT sensor, which is idle air or inlet air temperature sensor, is attached. You know, so all those things, it's sometimes you'll be forced to buy the entire throttle body, which is mechanical anyway, not the motorized one. It comes with, other than that, every other thing is just basically the same with EW12J4 or EW10J4 engine. So if you are busy, kill it, fine. You know, it won't. Basically the same. Engine oil, 5W40, 10W40. Though EW10J4, you can use 5W30, but you can't use 5W30 in EW12J4. You know, but in Nigeria, I don't recommend 5W30 even in EW10J4. Not because it's not recommended, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it because they tend to cost more. So when your 5W40 and 10W40 will do the job perfectly well, why waste that extra money? You know. So that's why it's not a big deal. The recommended oils are available. They use the same filter. Timing belt is same thing. Timing belt is the same. Timing tensioner the same. Timing roller the same. I mean, maintenance is the same. The only place who will cost you money is throttle body on EW12. Ignition coil of EW12, I'll put it again. I've never, ever, of how many years I've been a Peugeot technician, I've never, ever, ever came across one that failed. Never, ever. Is it possible that one has failed somewhere I do not know about? Yes. But I have never, ever. How many have I diagnosed or worked or driven? I don't know, I've lost count. But never, ever, ever have I come across a failed one. At least one that was not damaged intentionally or mistakenly. But that of EW10J4, wow. You know, so that they all have their strengths and weaknesses. So you understand where I'm coming from. So I'll leave it at that. It's a rough estimate for budget purpose and decision making will be covered between EW10A. What do you mean by EW10A? I don't know. You didn't mention it earlier. EW10. So yeah, now you are putting 3 engines: EW10A, EW10J4S, and EW12. Even the EW10A, there's no Peugeot car you can bring today. Peugeot 406 you can bring today and put EW10A engine, put the engine wire, it will start. It will not. It will not. Because there's no Peugeot that 406 they produce to work with EW10A. So everything has to be modified. Mechanically, electrically, exhaust, cooling system. Okay, cooling system you can use the same, but exhaust too. Exhaust completely different. Completely different. ECUs, this and that. Wiring harnesses from tail light to the headlight. Throttle pedal. Should I go on? So just focus on EW12. That's my point. If you are choosing any of these two, EW12 is a better option because they are kits. The kits are available. The conversion keys are there available. It's there. Plug and play. It's not, you don't need to do any cut and join. It's plug and play. All you need is to get them, swap in. Your car will run as if it was produced from brand new with EW12J4 engine. All this other one you are saying, will you be willing to take on the conversion if and when I'm ready? The one I'll be willing to do will be EW12. Not because I can't do the other one, but can you afford it? Will you be able to take my condition? Because see, I know some will say, what do you mean? Does it mean you don't have rich people that can pay you whatever your charge is? Here is my problem. My charge might make you think that I'm not being reasonable. Because unfortunately, most Nigerians are not as car person as they think they are. Based on experience of convert. You see other people sometimes online always talking about cars in Nigeria. So, but when it now comes to the real deal, you start wondering, so where is all this talk? Where is all this typing and saying blah 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 blah? If you're a car person, you should know. It's things that go. I don't know how to put it. My point is financial. I will charge you to a point that, because I'll do it in such a way that I know the stress involved. I do it on my own cars, knowing I'm getting the satisfaction as I'm doing that. At the end of the day, I'm going to be the one that enjoy this. So all those stress at that time, they don't count to me. If I'm going to do it for anybody, EW10J4S, EW10A, number one, it will take me about a year or so to figure out, to study the system. Well, I mean, I already know the system. To now be able to study, to know which part of the system of J4S do I need to modify with another model of system of another car, so that both of them or three of these systems can work in a full system and give me what I want. That's what I mean. Because it's like completely crazy conversion. EW10J4S. Likewise, EW10A. I know some people might say, come on, is it not just cut this one, join this one, the car will start. It's possible to start the vehicle with even EW10J4 wiring harnesses. How good does the car work? Hey, go and figure it out. You see, that go and drive, even though I don't give people my cars to drive anyway, but if you drive any of these my cars or the cars I converted for one transmission model, one engine model to another, you understand the difference. You cannot tell that this car was converted unless somebody tells you. That's how I'm good. That's how I do my conversion. I'll do it in such a way that it will work as if it was factory. No cut. No. Of course, there are some modifications I could do on the wiring harness, but I'll do it in such a way, let it work as in no abuse. The cooling system will work well, this one will work. This. I know I'm beating my chest saying all these things, but yeah. That's because I'm using of effort I put in getting this knowledge so far. So that's why I will only do, because it means that I will spend less time, knowing that most Nigerians are not patient enough. I know, because if they say, oh, give me 2 million, give me 3 million naira, 2 weeks later they will start harassing you. Do you know how much I spent? And now you're giving me excuses. Yet it didn't bother how much it took me to be able to conclude and become successful on the one I did on my own car. Yeah, but you want me to spend. So that's the thing. I mean, maybe better. Let me try to find somebody who probably have done that same conversion and was successful. It will be much easier for that person to now do it on yours than giving somebody else who will start afresh. That's the truth. For example, if you say, oh, Ken, I want you to convert my Z9 V6 from 6-speed automatic to maybe 5-speed manual, because the 6-speed manual might not be feasible. considering the gearbox is not even easily available. So I won't even agree to that. Trust me, it doesn't matter how much you pay, I won't agree to that. Because that gearbox could take years to get. So why would I go into that kind of agreement? I will not. So I will start with the one that I know that is easily available. Then what the best I can tell you is whenever the transmission comes up, whenever hopefully comes up, I will let you know. Then if you want to see change to 6-speed, fine. But if you want manual, I'll do it for you. But it won't be 6-speed. Period. So moving on. So the ideal thing, the best option for this is that E12 because it will give me less time, so I won't have to harass me to death. That you're giving me my car, it's been taking months to do this, taking years. No, because I know the keys are available. All I need is find out their prices, put everything together, and send you the bill. If you are willing to, if you can afford it, I'm willing. I'll give you. Say okay, it could take so and so long, but see, not too much pressure. That's also one thing about me. Just because you can afford it doesn't mean you mount pressure to my death. No, not too much pressure because it's brain. I'm using my brain just to avoid making silly mistakes. I'll take my time, make out time, do this as I'm doing that sometimes. When I talk about bill, let me put it the way I do. Let's assume you take 1 million naira to do it. I'll tell you like 2 million. You know why? Because when it comes to gathering pass, trust me, you will have some losses. As soon as you are buying this pass in Nigeria, you will have some losses. Even if I know the pass, as in I can tell you, yeah, this is it. You go to market or you see, they will show you the video there, you or pay for it or go to market and buy it. There's no way to know at that point whether it's good or not. Until when all the parts have gathered, you start mounting it, or then at that point you start seeing headache. Oh, it was bad. Oh, it was actually not for that model, but they went and changed it, scrapped something up, wrote something else there, thinking that is this, only for you to realize it won't work. To get your money back is a problem. I won't want to come back to you and say, hey, this 100,000, this 200,000, this 500,000 spent on this. The person is not releasing that, is not agreeing to refund the money. I won't come back to you. So I would be doing that back and forth. No. So everything, I'll put them in that bill. That's how I work. Because I've worked with Nigerians and realized dishonesty is one of the things you have to be willing to deal with when you are working with Nigerian car parts sellers. That's just an unfortunate thing. Everybody, almost, I won't say everybody, but majority, the only people I could say, people I already have those contacts, have the relationship with, that I can even collect parts without paying until I confirm it's working before I pay. Those are people that I can say. But it doesn't mean those people are good though. I'm saying, as far as it comes to my own, when it comes to me, that's how we relate. What it goes on between them and other people is none of my business. Unfortunately, when you are doing this kind of conversion, most times you won't get those parts you need from them because these are not common parts. These are, when it comes to conversion parts, sometimes there are some parts in conversion that die with cars people don't bother about because they don't really sell until somebody will come for them years later. So sometimes they leave it in their shop. After a while, they're like, hey, this is occupied space. They will sell it out as scrap. Only for you to come 4 years later and say, hey, I need this part. They'll be like, damn. I sold it to so and so person. See whether he has it. And you don't know the person, but I gave you a number. You go there, you're actually looking at the pass. In that case, the person won't give you the pass until you pay. You now collect the pass, then it now takes a day or two, 1 week or two to gather all those things now to start the conversion. Because once you start, you wouldn't really want to waste so much time. And then, hey, it didn't work. Even the ones you go that say, go and buy it today, tomorrow, you mount it and it didn't work, you go back. The person starts singing another story. Your money is gone, no? He's ready to fight to death. He's not releasing that money. Worst case, say, you know what? Whenever I see another part, that same part, I'll give it to you. Or whenever I have the money, even if it takes 1 month, right now I've already spent it. Or you are the one that damaged it. It was working before I sold it to you, so I don't know what I said. See, Nigerians. Maybe it happening in other countries. I'm telling you, as a technician in this auto industry, I've seen things. So I'm telling you why the cost. I know this video is taking too long, but it's not really about the person that asked this question. I'm just telling every other person what we technicians go through in some of these our car repairs or other or people's vehicle that we don't bother trying to tell you. We bear some of these losses. So that's why the bill will not be exactly that amount of the past. No, I have to. Because it is what it is when it comes to Nigeria. Unrelated, do you also know how to do swap of engines in Audi 80? No, right now, I know Audi 80, I've driven it a few times. Have I ever worked on one? No, I don't think so. But I don't know how to do the conversion. So, there are people that probably do. I don't know. So, that number 4 questions, I believe I've answered you. So, if I'm going to do it at all, it's going to be for EW12 because you give me less headache or reduce the quarrel between me and you. That's the truth because if it's EW10J4S, EW10A, it might lead to that. So let me just summarize this whole thing. Let me tell you, Emmanuel Ndamati. This is the cheapest upgrade you can do to your car. What I'm going to advise you now is the cheapest way you can upgrade your car and enjoy the car to be quicker or faster than it currently is. And that is, yes, it has EW7 engine, fine. Go and buy EW10J4 engine. When you buy it, basically all the accessories will be that of most. Because I expect the alternator, the AC, the power, the AC compressor, the ignition coil, spark plug, what else? Even though EW7 kind of has its own spark plug, but they tend to use EW10J4 spark plug works with EW. Anyway, if you buy EW10J4 engine Tokumbo, they will come, spark plug will be in them, or the spark plug in the market. So leave that one, it's not a big deal. It's in the market, new one, whether it's fake or new, it's available. Buy the engine, full, complete, or only the engine. What I mean complete, I'm talking about accessories. Buy the engine, swapping. EW10J4, just buy a swap. Then, buy the 6-speed manual transmission. The one I used, I did the conversion with in the other person. Buy the 6-speed manual transmission for EW12J4 engine in 407. Swap it in. The other accessories, the other conversion kit that come with it, so it won't be only the gearbox. Buy that 6-speed manual transmission for 2.2 liter engine, which is EW12J4. Convert, change the clutch kit, no, not the clutch kit. Clutch kit is the same anyway. Unless the current one is bad, but the same thing with EW10J4. Do all that, clutch cable, the gear cable, depending on the model, I will expect it to be, depending on what you have, whether it needs to be replaced or not, depending on the version of the current gearbox on your car. Then drive it for like 1,000 kilometers, a little bit more or less. You will be surprised how quick that your car is. If you drive EW12J4 factory 4061 and drive that your own after you must have driven the car for 1,000 or 2,000 kilometers, you might be finding it difficult to tell the difference. With this thing I just told you, and make sure the engine ECU is that of EW10J4, not EW7J4. Just do what I told you. Like I said, you will be surprised. You'll be what? Doesn't mean the power will be as high as EW12J4, but it will be as quick as EW12J4. You will be surprised. You'll be wondering what is going on here. Why is my car moving as if it's EW12 when it's EW10J4 engine? Just because I added this 6-speed manual transmission on this car and this quick. It's not just this quick. The fuel consumption, you'll be surprised how good it is, even though it's as quick as you never imagined. That's the best thing to you. In that case, you are not doing any kind of cut and join, anything. You will just be factored. And how much you will spend? Very little. The only thing that costs you money is the engine. That's big amount. Maybe it costs you, since you are buying engine, everything, maybe you're looking at about 1 million, 1 point something. I don't know. It all depends on when you start putting it. How much does the EW10J4 Tokumbo engine cost? That's where you start from. So you now consider the cost of the gearbox conversion kit and the rest. That's all. You enjoy your. I know it should have been the first thing I would have told, but I wanted to explain it because you ask questions. So I have to go through all the questions, respond before I now tell you, as the expert in this, ignore all these things you stated. Do what I advise you to do. You will be surprised. You will be surprised. I can also do that one for you. All you need is bring the car. If you are ready, talk to me. My WhatsApp number is on the comment section. You find it there, and also video description. WhatsApp. Don't call, please. Send me WhatsApp messages or Telegram message. I have my reasons for that. You have to put yourself in my shoes. Where hundreds of people are always trying to reach me. Imagine I have to be every time picking people calls to be asking for one favor or the. Please send WhatsApp message. I will always make out time to start going through them. Don't be entitled. I'm not talking to the person that posted. I'm talking to everybody. Many people, YouTubers, they don't, who are active here, they don't put their contact numbers at all. Only their email addresses. So for me to put it out there doesn't you don't have to abuse it by feeling entitled that how dare you not pick my call or don't want to talk to me. No, come and be in my position. We are hundreds, if not thousands. Wants to call you to complain, hey, please, my car is consuming too much fuel. What do you want me to do? As you are done, another person calling, hey, my car just stopped on the road. Please, do you have any mechanic to call? Hey, my car. Everybody's calling you to drain you, to keep draining you. Nothing, no input. I'm not saying, oh, I will pay you this amount to talk to me. I will send you this money for speaking to me. I will say, no, it's always no. What do I get out of you for free? Everybody's calling. As if you don't have a life. The only thing you need to do is to keep keep your phone directing power so that you keep answering calls. At the end of the day, you are emptied, nothing. So that's why I don't know why I'm even explaining it here, because every adult is supposed to understand, but some do not. Because I get a lot of nasty messages, which if you get a point, I'll start to expose some of these things people put. I'll start exposing them. This is my YouTube channel. I'll start putting up all these things so that you can sell those nasty things, but let the world know who you are for saying those things. And you to stay there online, that it doesn't forget. I've been internet. How did they put it? So when you want to talk to somebody, you are not even paying a dime. That's the funny thing. You are demanding a service as if the person is there as your slave to provide it for you. So, like I said, I'm just explaining it generally. So that's why, understand why I say, please forward message, because it's easier for me to make out time to start responding rather than every time you call, I must pick your call. All right. So if you have similar questions like this, or you have the kind of conversion in mind you want me to do for you, you want to understand, you can post it just like this person said, I'll make a time, do a video no matter how long it takes. Or actually you can call me, we'll do it live, or do a YouTube, what's it called, live stream. We'll talk it one-on-one. I wanted to make this Zoom work, but unfortunately right now, the cost is just makes no sense. I have to be paying hundreds of thousands annually so that people can call and we'll talk. It makes no sense right now. So we'll see. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one.